Welcome, sweet friend. You made it here, and that already means you're choosing care over overwhelm. Tonight's meditation is a nighttime anxiety release, designed to help you gently drop off your worries so your mind can finally unclench. As you settle in, you'll be guided through slow breathing and calming reassurance, then carried into a guided bedtime healing story. A soft journey where your nervous system can feel safe again. Not by forcing sleep, and not by wrestling your thoughts, but by giving your body a quiet place to land. If anxiety has been loud lately, I want you to know this. You are not broken, and you are not behind. You are human, and you are allowed to rest. Let's begin by getting comfortable in the way your body wants to rest tonight. You can lie down and let the bed meet you, or sit propped up if that feels safer right now. Give yourself permission to adjust pillows, soften your shoulders, and settle into a position that feels supportive. Take a slow breath in through your nose, and let your exhale be a little longer than your inhale, as if your body is gently signaling that it is safe to unwind. You do not need to solve your life tonight, and you do not need to defeat anxiety with force. You are simply creating a calm place to set things down for a while. If your mind feels busy, that is not a failure. It is a nervous system doing its best to protect you by rehearsing possibilities. Tonight we will thank it for trying, and then guide it toward rest. Take another gentle inhale. And exhale slowly, letting your jaw loosen, letting your forehead smooth, letting your hands relax. Now, imagine there is a quiet place just beyond this moment, made for you. It could look like a calm little building, a peaceful post office, or a soft lit drop-off room that stays open all night. This place is not cold or clinical, and it is not rushed. It is warm, patient, and welcoming, like it has been expecting you. In your mind, picture yourself walking toward this worry drop-off. The air is gentle, the path is easy, and you do not have to explain anything to anyone. You simply arrive exactly as you are. As you step inside, notice the atmosphere. The lighting is soft and amber, like a low lamp in a quiet room. There is a steady, comforting stillness here, the kind that tells your body it can stop bracing. In this room, there are simple stations set up for you. There is a table with blank tags and a smooth pen. There are baskets and shelves, and a large, secure drop box that clicks closed with a gentle sound. Everything here is designed for one purpose: to hold your worries so you do not have to hold them in your body. Take a slow breath in, and as you exhale, imagine placing a small basket in front of you. This basket is for the worries that are loud and immediate, the ones that keep tapping on the inside of your chest. You do not have to think too hard about them, and you do not need to go into the full story. You are only naming what you are carrying so you can set it down. Now picture the first worry as an object that represents it. It could be a stone, a folded note, a heavy key ring, or a tangled string. Whatever form it takes, you can hold it in your mind for just a moment. Then place it into the basket. Breathe in again. And breathe out, placing the next worry into the basket. Maybe it is a worry about tomorrow, about an email, about a conversation, about a decision. You can set it down without solving it right now. You can return to it later if it still needs you, but you do not need it in your hands tonight. Inhale gently. Exhale slowly, placing another worry in. Some worries feel like they live in the body, like tightness in the throat, or a fluttery feeling in the stomach. If you notice that, imagine you are lifting that sensation out with kindness, like lifting a small bird that is tired of flying. Place it carefully into the basket and let your body feel the relief of less weight. Now look at the basket and notice it can hold plenty. You are not overwhelming it, and you are not making anything worse by acknowledging what is there. You are simply choosing not to carry it through the night. Next, notice a shelf labeled "Things I Cannot Control Tonight." It is a wide, steady shelf, and it does not wobble. If your mind has been circling what other people might do, what might happen, or how things might turn out, this shelf is for that. On an inhale, imagine gathering those uncontrollable thoughts into a small bundle. On your exhale, place that bundle on the shelf. Let the shelf hold it firmly and safely without argument. You are allowed to rest even when life is uncertain. Now notice another station, a bin labeled "Not Needed Until Morning." This bin is for tasks, reminders, planning, and the mental to-do lists that keep trying to reappear. If your brain keeps presenting you with responsibilities as you are trying to sleep, you can place them here. Inhale softly. Exhale and imagine dropping your to-do list into the bin like a stack of papers. You are not losing them, and you are not being irresponsible. You are simply choosing a better time to hold them. Now, in this worry drop-off room, there is one more gentle tool. There is a small envelope called the night note. This is for the one worry that feels most sticky, the one that keeps returning. You will not fight it, and you will not rehearse it. You will simply place it into words in the simplest way. In your mind, write one sentence like, "I am worried about." Then write one more sentence. "I will revisit this tomorrow with more light and more energy." Fold the note gently. Slide it into the envelope. And seal it with a soft sense of completion. Now imagine walking to the secure drop box in the room. It is strong, private, and trustworthy. You place the envelope inside, and you hear the quiet click as it settles. That click is your brain receiving a new message. This has a place, and it is not inside your body tonight. Take a long, slow inhale and a slower exhale. Now let's create a feeling of safety in the body. If it feels comforting, place a hand on your chest or your belly. Feel the warmth of your hand and the gentle rise and fall beneath it. Let your breath be a rocking motion, like a cradle. Inhale and silently say to yourself, "Right now, I am here." Exhale and silently say, "Right now, I am safe enough to rest." Inhale, "I do not have to fix everything tonight." Exhale, "I am allowed to pause." Notice your shoulders again and let them drop. Notice your jaw and let it unclench. Notice your hands and let your fingers soften. Anxiety often asks the body to stay ready, but you are choosing a different instruction now. Now imagine leaving the worry drop-off room. The worries remain inside, labeled and contained, held securely for you. You do not need to carry them back with you. Picture yourself returning to your bed, to this moment, to the quiet you are building. As you arrive, your mind may still whisper now and then, but it can whisper from farther away. Each time a worry tries to step forward, you can gently say, "That belongs at the drop-off," and let it drift back to its place. Take one more slow breath in and a long, soft breath out. Feel the night supporting you. Feel the bed holding you. Feel your body learning that it can rest without constant vigilance. You are doing enough. You have carried a lot, and you can set it down now. Let your breathing become smaller and quieter, as if you are fading gently into sleep. And if sleep comes quickly, you can let it. If sleep comes slowly, you can still rest along the way, breath by breath, softness by softness. Stay here, letting the night take over the work. Let your mind float. Let your body soften. And let sleep arrive in the easiest way. As the scene fades into a calmer stillness, the world of the story grows even quieter, as if it is making room for something comforting to arrive. The air seems to soften around Anna, and even the light in the room feels gentler, as though it has dimmed itself on purpose. Tonight's bedtime story follows Anna on a cozy, moving day unlike any other. She is not packing up furniture or rushing through noisy streets. Instead, she is gently gathering the invisible weight she has been carrying, old worries, heavy thoughts, and the pressure to hold everything together. In small, comforting boxes, Anna begins to sort what belongs to the past and what can be set down for the night. With each label written in kindness, her breathing slows, and the space inside her mind feels calmer. A warm-lit moving truck arrives quietly, ready to carry only what truly supports her. Along the way, Anna visits a soft keep and release station, where she chooses to keep the things that help her heal: self-compassion, small next steps, and the proof that she has survived hard days before. By the time she reaches her new inner home, everything feels lighter, safer, and more peaceful. This is a story about starting over gently, rebuilding slowly, and discovering that comfort can be a place you create within. I didn't realize I was carrying so much until the evening finally went quiet, and the silence felt heavy instead of peaceful. That was the first clue that something inside me was asking to be set down. Not fixed, not forced away, just placed somewhere safe for the night. I was already in bed, or close to it, moving through my usual slow routine like a person walking through fog. The lights were low, and the room had that gentle nighttime hush where even the corners seemed softer. But my mind was not soft at all, and it kept tapping the inside of my skull as if it needed my attention immediately. I tried to relax the way I always tell myself to relax. I told my shoulders to drop, and I told my jaw to unclench, and I told my thoughts to stop being dramatic. None of that worked, because it never does when I talk to myself like I am a problem to manage. The truth was simpler and also harder. I felt mentally cluttered, emotionally tired, and stretched thin in ways I could not explain to anyone without sounding like I was complaining. It was as if I had been holding too many invisible objects all day, and now my hands refused to unclasp. I lay still and listened. Not for noise in the house, but for the quieter noise inside me. The looping worries were there first, running circles like a little anxious dog that could not find a place to settle. What if tomorrow goes badly? What if I forget something important? What if I disappoint someone and they remember it forever? My thoughts did not feel like thoughts, not really. They felt like items piled into my arms, too many to carry, slipping and sharp-edged. I could sense the pressure in my chest as if my body was bracing for impact that never arrived. I took a slow breath in through my nose. I tried to make my exhale longer, like I was supposed to, like that should be enough to convince my nervous system to stand down. The breath helped a little, but the heaviness stayed, stubborn and familiar. Then something gentle happened, so gentle I almost missed it. A small sound, like soft cardboard settling, came from the other side of the room. It was not a loud sound, and it did not demand my attention, but it landed in the quiet like a feather. I opened my eyes. On the floor near the dresser, a single box sat there as if it had always belonged. It looked ordinary at first, except that the edges seemed softer than they should be, like they had been wrapped in calm. I blinked, certain I was imagining it. And yet it stayed. It did not flicker or disappear, and it did not feel spooky, only comforting, like someone had quietly left me a tool I didn't know I needed. I sat up slowly, careful not to disturb the fragile peace of the room. The box did not move, and the air around it felt warm, like the soft halo of a lamp. A small label rested on top, blank and waiting, with a smooth pen beside it. I did not question where it came from, because the part of me that was exhausted did not want a mystery. I only wanted relief. and something in my body recognized this as a kind invitation, not another task. I picked up the box. It was light, surprisingly light, as if it was designed for someone who was already tired. The cardboard did not scrape my fingers, and it did not smell dusty, and it did not feel like work. A thought rose in me, quiet and clear. Moving day. Not moving apartments, not moving furniture, but moving something inside me that had been stuck for too long. I set the box on my lap and looked at the blank label. My first instinct was to write something harsh, something like my nonsense or my overthinking, because I have practiced being cruel to myself without noticing. But the box felt too gentle for that, and I could almost feel it refusing judgment. So I tried a different tone. I wrote looping worries and what ifs. The words looked calm on the label, like naming a storm from a safe room. As soon as I finished writing, my breath deepened without me forcing it. It was a small change, but it mattered, because my body does not lie. My shoulders dropped by a fraction, like they had been waiting for permission. I imagined my worries as objects, because that made them easier to handle. A tangled string of what-ifs, a stack of tiny papers covered in frantic handwriting, a set of spinning gears that would not slow down. I placed them into the box one by one, not dramatically, just steadily, as if I was putting away dishes after dinner. When the box felt full, it did not feel heavier. It felt steadier, like it was made to contain this kind of thing, like it had been built for nights exactly like mine. I set it down gently beside the bed. And then, as if the room understood what I was doing, another box appeared nearby. It did not pop into existence with a flash. It simply was there, like a quiet continuation. This one seemed to carry a different kind of weight, even before I labeled it. It felt like the tightness in my chest when I think I have to get everything right. It felt like the invisible scoreboard I keep in my mind, tracking my mistakes like they are proof of something. I held the pen again and I wrote, "Pressure to be perfect." I did not add any insult beside it. I did not call myself weak or dramatic because this box deserved honesty, not shame. I took a slow inhale, and on the exhale, I imagined placing that pressure into the box like setting down a heavy backpack. I felt my ribs loosen, like they had been held tight by a rule I never agreed to. I added the little thoughts that come with perfectionism too. The fear of disappointing someone, the worry that rest has to be earned, the belief that I should be better by now. Each one went into the box with a soft finality, like clicking a lid closed without slamming it. When I set the second box down, my room felt slightly bigger. Not physically, but internally, like there was more air in my chest and more space behind my eyes. I could feel the difference between holding and releasing, and my body preferred releasing. A third box arrived. This one made my throat tighten before I even touched it, because I already knew what it was for. It was for old conversations, the ones I keep replaying like they might change if I replay them enough. I have a whole private theater in my mind for those moments. The scene always has the same lines, and yet I still watch it, as if I am searching for a better ending. It is exhausting, and it never gives me what I want. I picked up the box carefully, like it might crumble. But it did not. It was sturdy in the most comforting way, like it could hold my regret without being harmed by it. I wrote, "Old conversations I keep replaying." Then I paused and added, "I did the best I could." The second line made my eyes sting, not with sadness, but with relief. I did not have to remember every detail. I only had to recognize the feeling that clung to those conversations and gently place that feeling into the box. I imagined the words, the tones, the misunderstandings, and the leftover ache folding themselves into something smaller. As I lowered the last of it into the box, my breathing deepened again. The air felt cooler and cleaner, like a window had been cracked open somewhere inside me. I noticed the room in my mind becoming more spacious, not because my life was suddenly perfect, but because I was no longer gripping it so tightly. I looked at the 3 boxes lined up beside my bed. They were not ugly, and they were not scary, and they did not make me feel broken. They made me feel organized in the gentlest way, like my feelings finally had somewhere to rest. I whispered almost instinctively, "Thank you." Not to anyone in particular, but to the ritual itself, and to my own willingness to try something kinder. I realized that labeling things with warmth was not avoidance, it was care. The evening quiet returned, but it was different now. It felt like a blanket instead of a weight. The silence no longer pressed on me because I had made room for it to be peaceful. Then from outside I heard a soft, steady hum. It was low and gentle, like an engine idling patiently, not impatient or loud. I turned my head toward the window, and the streetlight glow looked warmer than before. Parked outside was a moving truck, small and calm, with warm lights in the cab and no harsh brightness. It did not feel like a stranger, and it did not feel like something I needed to fear. It felt like help. I watched it for a moment, and my chest softened with a quiet certainty. The truck was waiting, not rushing me, not honking, not demanding I be ready. It was waiting patiently, as if it had all night, because tonight it truly did. And for the first time all day, I felt like I could rest without carrying everything into sleep. I could pack up the old heaviness. I could let something else hold it for a while. I step outside as if the night has been waiting for me. The air is cool but gentle, the kind of cool that feels clean rather than sharp. The cozy moving truck sits at the curb with its warm-lit cab and soft humming engine, steady and patient. I walk toward it slowly, not because I'm hesitant, but because I can finally move at the pace my body actually wants. The door opens with an easy, quiet click, like a welcome instead of a demand. I climb in, and the seat feels perfectly shaped for a tired person, supportive in all the right places. Inside, everything is softly lit. There are no harsh overhead lights, no blaring radio, no sense of urgency. The truck smells faintly like cedar and clean linen, like a calm room that has been aired out after a long day. I place my hands on my lap and notice how quiet my thoughts are for a moment. The boxes I packed are no longer pressed against my ribs like invisible burdens. They are outside now, contained, labeled with kindness, and waiting to be carried the rest of the way. The engine hum deepens slightly like a purr, and the truck begins to roll forward. It moves with a smooth gentleness, as if it knows that sudden motion would startle my nervous system. I feel the tiniest sway as we turn onto the street, and my body responds with a quiet exhale. The road ahead is dreamy and peaceful. The streets are slow, as if the whole world is traveling in slippers tonight. Streetlights glow like soft moons, spaced out in a comforting rhythm, lighting the way without glare. I watch those pools of light pass by one after another, and something in my mind begins to loosen. My thoughts do not need to sprint when everything around me is moving gently. The steady hum of the truck becomes a lullaby made of motion, and I can feel my shoulders lowering without effort. As we glide down the quiet streets, I realize how long I have been rushing internally. Even when my body is still, my mind often runs as if it is late for something important. But tonight, the road is teaching me a different language. A language made of slow turns and soft pauses. I let my gaze rest on the window. The glass reflects a gentle outline of my face, calm in the warm light of the cab. I look like someone who is allowed to rest, and for a moment I believe it. We pass quiet houses and sleepy trees, and the night feels like a blanket pulled up around the world. The sky above is deep and velvety, with stars that seem to blink slowly. Each star feels like a reminder that time is wide, and I do not have to fix my whole life in one night. The truck turns down a lane I do not recognize, but it feels familiar anyway. Not familiar like a memory with details, but familiar like a feeling, like the comfort of a place you've needed for a long time. Ahead, I see a sign glowing softly, and the words appear in gentle letters. Keep and release station. The sign does not flash and it does not shout. It simply shines as if it is offering a quiet solution. The truck slows and pulls into a small parking area that looks like it belongs inside a dream. There are lanterns along the path, low and warm, and the ground feels steady beneath my feet when I step down. The air here is extra calm, as if the whole station has been built to help the body unclench. I walk toward an open doorway, and inside I find a wide, peaceful room. There are shelves and tables, soft rugs, and a quiet sense of order. Nothing is sterile or sharp, and everything looks designed for gentleness. In the center of the room is a long table with two sections. One side reads keep, and the other side reads release. The letters look hand-painted, as if someone wanted them to feel human, not official. I feel my chest tighten briefly, because choosing what to keep sounds like pressure at first. But then I notice the atmosphere again, and I understand that this is not a test. This is an invitation to carry only what supports me and to stop hauling the rest like proof of endurance. The truck's back doors are open now, and the boxes I packed sit neatly inside. I do not feel ashamed looking at them. I feel proud that I named them instead of letting them swirl around my head all night. A gentle presence seems to guide me. Not a person exactly, but a sense of quiet direction. My hands reach for the first box and I place it on the release side of the table. Looping worries and what-ifs do not belong in my arms tonight. I place the second box down. Pressure to be perfect can rest here too, because perfection is not a requirement for safety. I let the third box settle beside them, and my throat feels softer as it leaves my grip. Old conversations I keep replaying can be honored without being rehearsed. I do not need to punish myself with repeat performances. I can let the past be the past, even if it still aches sometimes. When the last box is on the release side, I stand still and notice what remains inside me. There is space now, and in that space I can hear a quieter truth. I am not only what I worry about, and I am not only what hurt me. On the keep side of the table, 3 items wait as if they already know my name. The first is a small box with a neat label. Things I've survived. I pick it up and it is light but steady. It does not contain the pain itself, only the proof that I made it through. When I hold it, my spine straightens slightly, not from tension, but from quiet strength. I do not have to list every hard moment to know it is real. My body already remembers the courage it took, even when my mind forgets. This box is not a burden. It is a gentle reminder that I can keep going. Next, I reach for a folded blanket. It is soft, thick, and warm without being heavy. The label stitched into the corner reads self-compassion. I press the blanket against my chest, and it feels like being understood. Not judged, not evaluated, not told to do better. Just held as if a kinder voice is finally allowed to speak to me. I wrap it around my shoulders and my breath deepens again. I realize I have been trying to heal with clenched fists. This blanket teaches my body that softness can be a strategy, not a weakness. The third item is a small toolkit. It is simple, clean, and easy to carry, with a smooth handle and no sharp edges. The label reads small next steps. When I open it, I do not find anything overwhelming. There are tiny tools, the kind that suggest progress can be gentle. A little note that says, "One breath at a time," a small flashlight for clarity, a soft measuring tape that reads, "Enough is enough." I smile without trying. This is not a toolkit for rebuilding everything overnight. It is a toolkit for building slowly, safely, and kindly, one small choice at a time. Standing here between keep and release, something settles in me. I can honor my past without carrying it all. I can remember what happened without letting it live in my muscles. I can keep the strength, keep the lessons, keep the tenderness I am learning. And I can release the parts that only hurt me, the parts that keep me awake, the parts that pretend suffering is the price of growth. Rebuilding does not require rushing, and healing does not require punishment. I gather the 3 helpful items and carry them back toward the truck. They feel like the right kind of weight, like a warm bag of essentials you bring on a gentle trip. As I climb back into the cab, the blanket stays around my shoulders like a promise. The truck begins to move again, smooth and steady. The hum returns, and my nervous system seems to recognize it now as safety. With each slow turn, I feel more present, more settled, more willing to rest. The route shifts from ordinary streets into something softer. The night sky opens wider, and the stars seem closer, as if they are leaning in. Ahead, I see a gentle glow that looks like a neighborhood made of calm. It is not a neighborhood on any map. It is an inner neighborhood, quiet and welcoming, where the lights are warm and the air feels like relief. I sense with a peaceful certainty that I am getting close to my new home. My hands rest on the small box of what I have survived. The blanket of self-compassion warms my shoulders. The toolkit of small next steps sits beside me like a gentle plan for tomorrow that does not steal tonight. And as the truck rolls toward that calm glow, I feel something I have not felt in a long time. I feel ready to arrive. Not rushing, not proving, just arriving, softly, into a place where healing feels safe and possible. The truck slows as if it can feel my breath becoming softer. The gentle glow ahead grows warmer, and I sense that we have arrived somewhere meant for me. When the truck comes to a stop, there is no jolt, only a smooth settling, like a lullaby ending on a quiet note. I step down onto a path that feels both new and familiar. The air here is fresh, like the first open window after a long season indoors. Each inhale feels clean, and each exhale feels like permission. In front of me is a simple door, softly lit, with a calm steadiness about it. It does not look mysterious, and it does not look like a challenge. It looks like a welcome. I place my hand on the handle and I notice my fingers are relaxed. I turn it easily and the door opens without resistance. As I step through, I feel as if I am stepping into myself in a gentler way. The room inside is calm and uncluttered. Soft lighting glows from a small lamp, warm and steady, never too bright. The space feels open, like my mind has finally made room to breathe. There is a chair near the window, a shelf along one wall, and a small table that holds a cup waiting to be filled. Nothing is crowded and nothing is demanding my attention. This room feels like a sanctuary built from quiet choices. I take the folded blanket labeled self-compassion and place it over the chair. It drapes there beautifully, like it belongs, like softness has a rightful place in my life. I run my fingers along the fabric once, and my shoulders loosen even more. Next, I set the toolkit labeled Small Next Steps onto the shelf. It sits neatly within reach without looming or pressuring me. It reminds me that change can be gentle and still be real. Then I hold the small box labeled Things I've Survived. I open a safe drawer and place it inside like a cherished keepsake. I do not need to stare at it every moment to know it is there. I close the drawer with a quiet click, and the sound feels like closure without forgetting. My past is honored, but it is no longer sprawled across my whole inner world. It has a place, and I have space again. Now I create a simple nighttime routine, the kind that feels doable even on hard days. I imagine warming a drink, something gentle like tea or warm water with a hint of honey. I hold the cup in both hands and feel the warmth travel into my palms. I take a slow breath in through my nose. I let my exhale stretch out, long and unhurried. I repeat that breath again, as if I am rocking my nervous system into calm. Then I choose one reassuring thought, just one, because I do not need a whole speech tonight. The thought is simple, and it feels true in my body. I can return to it any time, like returning to a familiar doorway. Maybe it is. I am safe enough to rest. Maybe it is. I do not have to carry everything tonight. Maybe it is. Starting over can be soft. As I sit in this calm room inside myself, I notice how it welcomes me exactly as I am. Not as a finished version, not as a perfect version, but as a real person who is learning. This is what healing feels like when it is kind. I realize I have not lost myself at all. I have simply moved into a kinder place within. And as I settle into rest, the room stays steady around me, holding me gently as sleep begins to arrive.